So why did you start Palm Beach County Cares?
Well, a couple years ago when Hurricane Marie hit Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin Islands, my friend Robin Bernstein, who's now the ambassador in the Dominican Republic, she and I joined together because we really wanted to see if our community could help. So we co-chaired the effort then. It was a great outpouring. We had, I think at the end of the day, probably 700-800 pallets went over to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and we had a lot of community leaders, politicians, organizations like Goodwill and United Way and Living Hungry and Two Men in a Truck, Midas. I mean, they were all just amazing. So when this happened, we decided to reactivate it to see if we could help again, and the response has been even more significant. It's actually a bigger team now, but some of the groups, companies like Two Men in a Truck and Midas and Goodwill, they've just been awesome. I mean, Brian, you can probably hear him in the background over there. He's with Goodwill, and we've been blessed to have him basically working with a couple people to manage the warehouse. So our focus is just on collecting supplies, and we try to make sure we have a very specific list that we get from people over there, and we collect the supplies, we organize them, sort them, put them in pallets, and then the most important part is making sure that they not only get over there, but they actually get to the actual victims, because what happens a lot of times is a lot of supplies get jammed up on the ports and at the airports, and they never see the victims, the people that need it most. So we're very, very conscious of that. We make sure that when it gets to the victims that we get pictures back. And we're working now, we've had several plane loads of stuff going over to Marsh Harbor, which, as we all know, is hardest hit. We've got them into the communities because we have people from there who are able to orchestrate that. So I don't want to say we bypass the bureaucracy, but I think that's why we've been so successful, is we kind of don't let it get jammed up.
Absolutely. I'm Vice President of Marketing and Development for Gulfstream Goodwill Industries. And Gulfstream Goodwill Industries is one of the nonprofit organizations that's part of the collaborative with Palm Beach County Cares, which consists of about 40 different nonprofit, corporate, faith-based organizations, including governmental. It's been incredible. We ran the port, Gulfstream Goodwill Industries did for Palm Beach County Cares for the Puerto Rican Virgin Island relief effort, and I would say that people are just as generous during this time for the Bahamas, even more international collaboration, if you will, as far as the relief efforts. But the public has stepped up. It has been insanely busy, and I would say we're probably the last of the major distribution warehouses for this relief effort. So a lot of people are using us to get their product out. I tell you, the collaboration between people who care, and I know we're not necessarily trying to avoid the bureaucracy of getting bottlenecked with our supplies and warehouses, things of that nature. It's really working with faith-based organizations, service-related organizations that are, on the ground in the Bahamas, and through private planes, yachts, and boats. When we're getting our donations there for the people who want to get it to the people that need it, once you get it there, we got our distribution center working with a church, and people are going door to door, and they're able to get the donations there. So that collaboration, as much as it is here important with the collaborative of Palm Beach County Cares, it's just as important from an international perspective, working with the people in the Bahamas. We definitely do use the list put out by the Bahamian government, FEMA, Red Cross. We use all those lists. Water rises to the top, right? They're still having their difficulty with purifying water. So that's important, and that's what we're focused on. But we also hear it from the people. Like a lot of folks say, we got clothing coming from all over the world, but yet you still have populations and schools starting with kids who don't have clothing. So we have been just, I think, instrumental in helping sort through and disseminate clothing for the kids who are starting school. So I think a lot of that communication with the folks on the ground has been instrumental.
Yeah, today's the last day for us to collect supplies. This warehouse was kindly donated to us by Tracy and Mike Caruso, and they've been great helping everything. And we've got, as you can hear in the back, we've got a lot of volunteers. We've got high school students that came in, not because they needed to do community service, but just because they wanted to help. We've had organizations like the Kaiser basketball team, the golf team, the baseball team, they all came in. So we've had just a ton of people coming, and it's just been really great. Yes, absolutely. We've had a lot of people with, who are Bahamians or people who have family over there. They've come in and helped. I know that Eagle's Wings was over there. We're on Ground Zero at Treasure K, and we've worked with them to get stuff over. You probably heard the cruise ship, Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line. I'm the port commissioner over there, and they've been great about taking volunteers. The Bahamas Relief Cruise has gone over there several times, and we've been working with them too. So we're just trying to, we're not trying to create our own thing. We're just trying to make sure everybody gets what they need and supplement where we can supplement.